So this anime season already has plenty of romance anime that I've been watching, and there was one on my watch list that I completely forgot about. The Klutzy Class Monitor and the Girl with the Short Skirt. And by the way, this is the first and last time I'm calling it by its full name. I know I say this a lot, but I think this may be my favorite romance anime season ever. I still need to see how all of these shows end first though. But if you want more anime and manga content like this, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on notifications for more, and let's get into it. This series dragged me in instantly with an art style that looked absolutely stunning. The story follows our two main characters, Togo Sakura Daimon and Poem Kohinata, and their whole dynamic is basically the reason the show has the title that it does. The story starts with them arguing over Poem's skirt length because Sakura Daimon is the school prefect, class monitor, hall monitor, whatever you want to call him. He is very, and I mean very strict when it comes to enforcing school rules. Whether it's something huge or something tiny, he takes everything seriously, including Poem's skirt for this instance. This first interaction goes about as badly as you would expect. Through a series of misunderstandings and Sakura Daimon being brutally honest with her, he ends up saying some pretty wild things, including telling her that she looks hot and she shouldn't wear that skirt because of the male urge. Naturally, Poem punches him and hopes she'll never have to see him again. Of course, anime logic says that is absolutely not going to happen. Poem ends up having to attend supplementary lessons, and it turns out Sakura Daimon has to attend them too. This is where they really start learning more about each other and begin getting along. Because while Sakura Daimon is a model student when it comes to enforcing school rules and policies, when it comes to actual studying, he's not very smart. Poem decides to help him study. He's stubborn at first, but eventually he lets her help, and that's where their relationship really begins to form. Even though Sakura Daimon annoys her constantly, Poem can tell he's a genuine good guy. Up to this point, he's already called her pretty multiple times and complimented her as a person as well. So while he may be a complete stickler for the rules, she realizes there's a lot more to him than that. We also learn that his father was very strict while he was growing up, which probably explains a lot about why he acts the way that he does. It's honestly pretty funny. Well, not the strict upbringing part, obviously, but the way he interacts with people. He has this ridiculous, serious personality that makes almost every conversation around him entertaining. And Poem is a bit of a tsundere herself. If he says something that's a little too much, she punches him. If he does something she doesn't like, she punches him. If he compliments her, she'll blush, tell him to shut up, and sometimes punches him again. It's a funny dynamic that's been around since anime started, but I still love it nonetheless. I don't think I rooted for two characters to get together as quickly as I did with these two. It took maybe 5 minutes before I was already invested. Poem already has friends, so she doesn't really need somebody else in her life. Sakura Daimon, on the other hand, he desperately needs people around him. And that brings me to one of the show's biggest strengths, the side characters. Every member of the committee is weird in some way, shape, or form. Sakura Daimon might not even be the weirdest one. That honor might go to Izubuchi, bro. Back in middle school, he was a delinquent who constantly got into trouble all the time. Then he got to high school and completely flipped his life around. Watching him interact with Akina early in the season was some of the funniest stuff I've seen all year, bro.
What the hell are you throwing yourself down the stairs for, dumbass? You're trying to break your damn neck or something, you brat! You better tell me if you're hurt anywhere, and don't even think about lying to me! Hey, brat! I asked if you were hurt and you said you were totally fine! Did you lie to me?
I didn't mean to.
We're going to the nurse's office! You hurt anywhere else? Don't lie to me again!
You know?
I was laughing so hard, I actually rewinded the scene multiple times, and I never rewind scenes in anything, movies or anime. The side cast in general is fantastic. Poem's friends, Akina and Tasaki, they're hilarious. They spend most of their time teasing her about Sakura Daimon because it's painfully obvious that she likes him. And I honestly can't decide who's funnier, it depends on the day. Poem's family is great too. She has a sister, Ririku, whose name isn't Haiku. Get it? Because Poem is named Poem and Haiku is a type of poem. You get it? Get it? Get it? Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't click off. But seriously, her sister is hilarious. Her mom is sweet and funny, and her dad is incredibly overprotective, but in a way that's entertaining instead of annoying. Then on Sakura Daimon's side, you've got committee members like Tsukishima, whose entire personality changes depending on whether he's in the library or not. He's probably the funniest member of the cast to me.
When did you get here, Skishima?
Oh, you finally noticed. I was in the background the whole time. The pointless reminiscence, the trashy rom-com scene, the slacker sitcom antics, all of it.
Yeah? Well, here you are with the rest of us slackers.
Oh no. Oh my goodness, no. Ma'am, you seem extremely confused.
I will fold you!
Okay, so
Izubuchi, the guy I talked about earlier, he really takes care of people if they get hurt. He's like the school nurse. I forget exactly what his job is. The committee president, she's hilarious too, and she's hot. And the rest of the cast, their personalities are all so over the top that they'd help turn this series into an amazing slice of life comedy. Because while this is absolutely a romance anime, I think comedy is the biggest strength of this show. And speaking of comedy, I watched this in both sub and dub. This might actually be one of the very few romance anime where I prefer the dub. Usually romance dubs feel a little off to me, but this cast absolutely nailed it, bro. The jokes landed better, dialogue flowed naturally, and there were even moments where the localization improved scenes for me. For example, Poem says bruh. She says bruh sometimes while talking to Sakura Daimon. Normally that would make me cringe immediately, but somehow it feels natural. I checked the sub scene afterwards and she says something completely different, but the dub still captured the same feeling of the scene.
If my place was like 50 meters further to the left, I totally would have been over at Nakate with you.
That's interesting.
Bruh, I don't want to be rude, but are you just like this?
So even if you're normally a sub-only watcher, I'd actually recommend giving the dub a chance on this because the cast does an amazing job. Now let's talk about Poem. I really love Poem. Much like Sakura Daimon, she's not exactly an honor student. She is an incredibly smart, and honestly, that's what makes her very relatable to some people, I'm sure. She dresses the way she does because she likes it. She likes her dyed hair, she likes short skirts. She's not dressing for anyone else's approval. She's doing it because it's her style, and the show makes that very clear. Sure, she enjoys compliments like anybody else, but hearing those compliments delivered with Sakura Daimon's complete lack of filter can be a little overwhelming for her, which is also normal for a high school girl. She also grew up with people making fun of her name. Her name is literally Poem, but Sakura Daimon was one of the very first people, especially one of the first boys, to tell her that her name was beautiful, just like she is. And that is just very wholesome, brother. This is where the emotional side of the show really shines though. The comedy may be at the forefront, no question about it, but the wholesome and emotional moments are what pulled me in even deeper. Sakura Daimon is an incredibly dense character when it comes to understanding other people's feelings. He spends so much time focused on the rules that social situations completely fly over his head sometimes. But what he does have is honesty. He always says what's on his mind no matter the situation. He always speaks from the heart, and I think that's exactly why Poem falls for him as hard as she does. It's also why more and more people start appreciating him as the series goes on to me. The two of them are experiencing a lot of emotional firsts together. Sakura Daimon barely understands friendship. The last real friendship he had was apparently back in elementary school. He knows that people don't like him. He knows that he's different, but he keeps moving forward anyway. And eventually he starts feeling things around Poem that he's never felt before. The biggest example comes later in the series. Minor spoilers ahead if you don't want to know about what happens. Poem invites Sakura Daimon to go to a shrine with her at night, and he says no. Immediately after he says no, he feels some tightness in his chest that he can't explain. Regret. That's what he's feeling. And it's such a relatable moment because maybe not everyone has experienced it, but if you've ever liked someone, you've probably had a moment where you realize that you made a wrong decision immediately after making it or immediately after saying it. What makes this scene even better is that Sakura Daimon notices Poem's reaction. She smiles, but it's a fake smile. Something feels a bit off than usual. Things don't feel normal between them anymore, and because he genuinely cares about her, he starts trying to figure out why. Eventually he realizes what she wanted. Well, more importantly, he realizes what he wants. He realizes that he does like her, and that entire realization was amazing. Because this is Sakura Daimon we're talking about. The man says whatever is on his mind, so he brings her back to that shrine and tells her exactly how he feels. And somehow, despite being one of the weirdest protagonists I've seen in a romance anime, even he gets embarrassed afterwards. The next episode, it was funny. He tries acting like everything is normal after confessing, but both Poem and the audience can tell that something is different. Every time the shrine trip gets brought up by him, he immediately changes the subject. He starts talking about the weather. He tries to talk about literally anything else, and eventually he does admit that he's embarrassed. So even Sakura Daimon can get embarrassed like a normal teenager. Poem even tells him, "You may be weird, but you're surprisingly normal." And then Poem confessed to him too. Bro, these two are amazing. These two are great. They're great. Poem is a top 5 romance heroine for me. She's not number 5. She's not number 4. She's not number 3 or number 2. It took 9 episodes, but they finally got together. And I say finally, even though that's actually pretty fast by romance anime standards, because I feel like in recent memory, couples get together very quick in romance manga or anime. The pacing felt perfect. It never dragged things out, it never relied on endless bait, everything progressed naturally and smoothly. So even though this is still a fairly new series, and yes, I am absolutely a prisoner of the moment very often, I genuinely think this could become one of my favorite romance anime of all time. The anime isn't even finished yet, the manga is still ongoing, but I still feel pretty confident saying this is going to end up as one of my favorites. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I needed to talk about this series even though it isn't finished yet because it has been absolutely incredible. If you've already watched it, feel free to roast me for being late to the party. And if you haven't watched it yet, what are you doing? Go watch it right now. Go now. This is my favorite romance anime of the season. Thank you all for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.